All right, let's dive into this case, the unsolved murder of Missy Bevers. It's a listener request, and wow, I get why. It's got everything.
A real true crime thriller.
Exactly. Small town Texas, a fitness instructor found dead in a church before sunrise. And get this, the whole thing. The whole thing is on security footage.
Yeah, that's what makes this case so interesting. I mean, we know who did it, or at least we see them, right? But we still don't know who they are.
Years later, it's 2016, Midlothian, Texas. We've got Missy Bevers, dedicated mom, fitness instructor, getting ready to teach a 5 a.m. boot camp class at Creekside Church, and
It's a scene you just wouldn't imagine, you know?
finding her body.
They call 911 immediately, of course.
Now, at first, everyone thought, oh, burglary, right? There was broken glass all over.
Yeah, you'd think that, but nothing was stolen.
Not even her stuff, her jewelry, her purse, nothing.
It just didn't fit, you know?
And that broken glass, that's always bothered me. No explanation for that. But here's the really creepy part. They had security cameras inside the church, and they caught the killer.
On camera.
But this wasn't some scared kid breaking in. This person, they were dressed like head to toe in police riot gear,
Helmet, the whole 9 yards.
covered face, everything. They even had a vest that said police on it, clear as day.
The way they were moving, too. So calm, checking doors, breaking stuff with a hammer. It had to be planned.
Oh, the hammer. That was the murder weapon, by the way. But yeah, planned out, absolutely. And then there's this other thing. The way they walk, police noticed it right away, the suspect's gait.
Kind of a, well, how did they put it?
Like a feminine sway or something. Toes pointed out a bit. Made them think, maybe it's a woman dressed as a man.
Oh, that's right. A disguise.
Misdirection, who knows?
That just throws everything off, doesn't it? If you can't even be sure if it was a man or a woman, how can you investigate anything else?
Right. So, of course, the husband is the first suspect, right? Brandon Bevers.
The standard operating procedure, right? Check out the spouse. But Brandon, he had an alibi, an airtight one. He was on a fishing trip down in Mississippi.
Receipts, witnesses, even caught him on camera down there.
So not him.
But then we get to Missy's father-in-law, Randy Bevers.
Okay, now this is where it gets interesting.
4 days after the murder, Randy drops his shirt off at the dry cleaners.
Sounds normal enough, but
This shirt, it had bloodstains.
big, obvious bloodstains.
You can imagine, right? Murder investigation going on, victim's father-in-law drops off a bloody shirt.
The dry cleaner, they called the police. Smart move, honestly.
And people went nuts, conspiracy theories everywhere. Was Randy covering for his son?
Maybe Brandon's marriage wasn't so happy after all.
They even said Randy was about the same height as the suspect. And that weird walk.
Could be him.
But the police, they checked it all out. Randy was golfing when Missy was killed, had witnesses to back him up.
And the blood. It was from a dog. Some kind of fight, he said.
Huh.
Checked out.
So another dead end. Which leaves us with the big question. If it wasn't the husband and it wasn't the father-in-law, then who?
Who wanted Missy dead?
And why?
Well, you know, like you said, the perfect family, the perfect marriage, not so much. The police, they dug into Missy and Brandon's life a bit.
Yeah.
And it turns out they were having problems.
Big problems.
Money troubles, for one.
Ah, yeah, money can do that.
And then there were these rumors about affairs.
Like on both their sides.
The whispers were there. Yeah. And then there was this thing with Missy's LinkedIn account. Remember how one of her friends said Missy had shown her a creepy message? Like really creepy, right before she was killed.
Yeah, I remember that. What was it? Some guy messaging her?
That's what they thought. So the police, they got into her account and they found a bunch of messages. Yeah. Some flirty stuff, some even kind of, you know, intimate.
Woo!
But that one specific message, the one her friend remembered, gone.
Deleted. Or like the whole account wiped.
No, just that one message. Like it never existed.
That's so strange. You'd think with all our technology, the police could like undelete it or something.
You'd think, right. But sometimes stuff just disappears. Poof. And that's it.
That makes you wonder, though. What was in that message? Was it from someone dangerous? Did she have a stalker?
Or maybe someone's spouse who found out and, you know, got jealous.
Ooh, yeah, revenge thing. It's creepy to think those answers are just like floating out there somewhere in the digital ether.
It is. It really highlights how this digital world, it can be a blessing and a curse, right? So much of our lives are online now.
For sure. But let's talk about Missy's routine for a second. As a fitness instructor, she was always posting about her classes, right? Where they were, what time.
Oh, yeah, got to get those clients. But in this case,
Yeah.
well, it made her predictable.
Right. Anyone could see where she was going to be. And that morning, she posted that the class was going to be inside because of rain.
sealed her fate in a way.
Confirmed she'd be at that church at that exact time.
It makes you think, about what we share online. How much is too much?
I know, it's scary. We want to be connected, promote our work, all that, but it can come back to bite us.
Right? Absolutely. And then there's this other detail, and it's always bothered me. That morning, Missy left her gun in her car.
Her gun. She had a gun.
Yep, registered to her. But that day, it stayed in the car.
If she was worried about something or someone, wouldn't she have taken it with her? Especially going to the church that early.
You'd think so, right? But it was left behind.
Another piece that doesn't fit.
Maybe she felt safe. Or
Yeah.
maybe she had no idea what was coming. We'll never know for sure.
Okay, well, speaking of things we don't know, let's talk about those vehicles the police were looking for.
Oh, yeah, the mysterious cars.
So hours before the murder, they caught this silver Nissan Altima on camera at a sporting goods store near the church.
It was acting all shady, circling the parking lot, turning the lights on and off.
Like casing the joint.
Exactly. And then there was a witness who saw a dark SUV leaving the church parking lot right around when Missy was killed.
Did they ever find those cars?
Nope. They put out the descriptions, asked the public for help, but
Yeah.
nothing.
That's frustrating. But wait, wasn't there some other guy, a former police officer or something?
Oh, yeah, Bobby Wayne Henry.
Hmm.
This is a twist you won't believe.
Okay, lay it on me.
Bobby, get this, he was a member at Creekside Church.
No way! The same church.
Yep. And he worked security at Missy's funeral. Can you imagine that?
Oh. That's a lot. Like the killer was just hanging around
Yeah.
at the funeral.
It's creepy, right? Makes you wonder what was going on in their head.
Okay, but hold on. He was a cop. Ex-cop.
Yeah, former tactical agent. So he knew his way around that gear, that's for sure.
And the gait, right. Doesn't say he walked kind of funny, too.
Yep, several people told the police that Bobby had that same, unusual way of walking. And he drove an SUV.
Like the one seen leaving the church?
It all lines up. So they brought him in, questioned him the whole 9 yards. He said, yeah, I own tactical gear, but it doesn't fit me anymore. And he passed a polygraph. Yep. And his wife, she gave him an alibi. Said he was with her when it happened. So they couldn't pin anything on him.
But wait, wasn't there something else? I feel like there was more to that story.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
It's just, well, it wasn't related to Missy's case. They found child pornography on his computer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, a completely different kind of evil.
Right.
He was arrested for that in 2017. But for Missy's murder, nothing. Another dead end.
Man, this whole thing is just, it's almost like we've hit a brick wall. So many leads, but they all just fizzle out. Do we even know if this case is still active? Are they still looking for Missy's killer?
Officially.
Yeah.
It's still unsolved. But honestly, it's been years. Cases go cold, leads dry up. Sometimes that's just how it goes, But that doesn't mean someone out there doesn't know something.
Yeah, you never know who might have a piece of the puzzle.
Right. And that's why we talk about these cases. Keep them alive. Someone listening right now, they might remember something, a detail they didn't think was important before.
Or maybe they've heard someone say something, something that didn't make sense at the time. But now with all this information, it clicks.
It only takes one little thing, one little clue to crack a case wide open.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you know something, anything, say something.
Exactly. Don't keep it to yourself. Call the police. Maybe you'll be the one to finally bring justice for Missy.
Been a long time coming.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Missy Bevers case. It's a wild one, that's for sure.
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
And incredibly sad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, still unsolved. But hey, you never know. Maybe someone out there has the answer. And if you're listening, if that's you, make that call. You could be the key to closing this case once and for all. Until next time, stay curious and keep those true crime minds sharp. We'll be back with another deep dive soon.